shows. Every scene's a high and low. You'll unwind.
This is JordangeVision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome, guys. How we doing? Time to continue our run of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. We're on episode 4 now. Episode 3 basically centered around the building of the prosecution and the defense team. Defense finally brought on Johnny Cochran as well as F. Lee Bailey and Alan Dershowitz. Read an interesting story about the actor who plays Alan Dershowitz, whose name is Evan Handler, I believe. He was actually in what was going to be a made-for-TV movie with the real O.J. Simpson. And that made-for-TV movie is eventually going to be made into a show as well. And basically the footage for that movie was kind of held by the prosecution because they thought it might help their case, because he played a Navy SEAL in it, and he underwent a lot of training, including training with knives and stuff, so prosecution wanted it, and to this day it hasn't been released because of that, and of course they didn't make the show either, so thought that was pretty interesting. The actor who is now playing Alan Dershowitz within the show was also in that made-for-TV movie, So yeah, with all of that made, I do believe episode 4 is finally going to begin getting into the beginnings of the trial. So excited to see that. Without further ado, let's get into episode 4 of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, reminder, spoilers are likely. So if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back. For those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet. This is The People vs. O.J. Simpson, episode 4, which is titled 100% Not Guilty. Here we go. Okay, this might be a flashback. Yeah, it's O.J. and Kardashian at a party. I see them. It's either a flashback or a dream. Yeah. I guess he was a little party animal before, everything went down. Yep. And back to reality. Life has changed a lot. Yeah, I mean, he can't like that food, but going hungry is not a great alternative.
The best. We've got lox and whitefish.
Ooh, catered.
I just want to stress how honored and happy we are to have you join the team.
Yes.
Big team.
First question. Who thinks OJ did it?
Is anybody going to say yes to that? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Black men obviously are our allies. Mr. Simpson, hero in the community. And I'm confident that people will assume he couldn't have committed such a ghastly crime. But black women, on the other hand, might be a problem. Black women resent successful black men marrying outside the community. We need to limit that group.
This doesn't look a jury process, though.
And you know how these people think.
These people?
These people.
Just what I was thinking.
Give you a helpful piece of advice. On this case, you need to choose your vernacular very, very carefully.
Be a couple. Concede to nothing. If Marcia Clark wants to go to the bathroom, we object. If they say it's blue...
Objection, no pee for you.
Your Honor, at this time, the state requests a hair sample to compare to hairs found at the scene of the crime.
Excuse me, Your Honor. We have some grave concerns about this request.
I mean, it's not unreasonable.
A typical sample, as I'm sure the defense is aware, takes hairs from each area of the head, 5 to 10 hairs per area, amounting to approximately 100 hairs.
That's a lot of hair.
100 hairs seems unduly invasive. Your Honor, we offer 1 hair.
What?
This is how we haggle.
80 hairs.
5.
50.
Judge, we're getting nowhere. We request a special hearing on the hair.
So ordered. I call for a hearing.
Wow. These are the things they argue about. It's crazy. But you would think 1 hair would tell the story.
He had a dinner. How are you, my brother?
She had a dinner.
Everybody's got to eat.
You can't walk into that courtroom like this. Everyone's going to be watching.
Everybody thinks I'm guilty.
So change their minds.
How else is he going to walk in the courtroom, though? Got a Buffalo Bills jersey lying around?
1978.
Oh?
Just let private practice going back to the LADA. Gonna be the first black assistant attorney in office.
Johnny's life story coming up here.
I'm a failure at work. I'm a failure at home. I was down, brother. I was way down. Sunday sitting on my bed. Surrounded by dead-end paperwork and divorce lawyer bills.
And they're defending OJ.
Watching a football game all alone. Crappy TV. 49ers versus the Falcons. Getting knocked on your ass and then popping right back up again. See, that's what I want to do out there in them streets. Back home.
Every running back does that, but still.
We lost that game.
Oh, he remembers.
I got the hell up off that bed and jogged the 6 blocks back to my office and got right back to work and haven't stopped and wallowed in self-pity since that day. You did that for me.
It's pretty true in a general sense. Like, we think of athletes as like, you know, nothing but guys who hit the ball or whatever, but they can be heroes. And I know which one we're currently talking about, but in a general sense.
And this right here, O.J. Simpson, is the run of your life.
Had so many runs, but this one's different. Lance Ito, oh, gonna meet the judge.
Come in, shut the door. Shut the door.
Lance, why did you drag me out here middle of the day?
I've got some big news, very big.
Yeah, he just got the news.
They assigned me Simpson.
Oh my God.
Oh, I think this must be his wife.
This trial needs to be a pure truth school. Let them see all the available facts so they make the right decision. You need to fill out the usual spousal conflict form.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if he's married to a cop, yeah, she'd have to. Oh. She does know him.
Nope. Nothing rings a bell.
She didn't admit it, though.
As you were, Captain York.
Probably ignored it, so it wouldn't cost him the job. I wonder if he would know that, though.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Lance A. Ito presiding.
The big debut.
Are you ready to enter a plea at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, he does have a suit on.
Absolutely 100% not guilty.
I've seen the clip. He doesn't say it exactly like that, but...
No, it's my job to serve the client. And the reality is, it's not winnable. Johnny's here to make Gil nervous
Okay.
enough to cut us a deal.
Shapiro wants a plea bargain.
Well then, to whom do I invoice my hours?
Yeah, who's the real boss here?
Lee, you're pro bono.
Did he know that?
I like this case for you. I really do, Lee. It's a terrific way to get back in the limelight. Reintroduce yourself to the public.
I don't need reintroducing.
I'm famous already, damn it.
Flea Bailey. I represented Sam Shepard, Patty Hearst, the goddamn Boston Strangler.
It's a long time ago.
How did that one go for you?
I mean, the old days you turn on TV, 6 p.m., the news, and now it's 24 hours a day. I have insomnia. I wake up at 3 a.m., I turn on cable, and boom, there we are.
I'm in the show and I don't like it.
I went to a psychic and she said Nicole wants you to write a book.
Nicole wants that? Oh yeah, what's it about?
We need to move fast. We have to get the press in 2 weeks.
You're writing a book in 2 weeks?
We go clubbing and go to parties and, you know, Starbucks. Sometimes we want cocaine.
You really want to admit that part?
There's no good time to find out your best friend has been murdered, but particularly not 3 days into cocaine treatment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Nicole had breast implants. It was OJ's idea, but I'll be honest with you, she loved them.
Not surprising that it was OJ's idea.
She loved to give a Brentwood hello.
I'm sorry, Brentwood, hello?
Is that a sex thing?
Where she would go into a guy's bedroom while he was asleep and, you know.
Even before I heard it, that's what I thought.
But the evidence says OJ was planning to cross into Mexico. I mean, he's carrying his passport, disguise kit with fake beard and mustache, makeup, adhesive, and $8,700.
Is the disguise gonna work if you have a real passport, though?
You know what? I'm gonna have to call you back. I gotta call you back. Hello. Hi.
Oh, it's the Goldmans.
I know what you're going through.
Do you? Do you have a son who was murdered? Ryan is dead.
Hey.
It's like no one even cares. I turn
Well,
on the TV and it's just OJ and Nicole. OJ and Nicole. No,
I can see that. I can see that.
murder. They're trying to tarnish him. Like he was asking for it.
He was really the one non-famous person who died in this, so...
You know what he did in his spare time? He volunteered at a clinic for children with cerebral palsy.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. He should be celebrated, not this.
Ooh. This is a heavy scene right here.
He was stabbed so many times. He was stabbed in his chest, his neck, his face.
That's just brutal. And it's true, there wasn't a lot of focus on the Goldmans up to this point.
As Bill and I were discussing, I've decided to take death penalty off the table.
Gil, We can't do that. What he did was unspeakable. It's special circumstances.
Marcia.
We want death-qualified jurors. They're more aggressive, more likely to convict.
We have to be realistic. People love O.J.
People did love O.J.
Nobody in America is going to vote to execute O.J. Simpson.
Marcia,
Like, he probably did have a point there.
Charlie Manson.
Yeah, that's true, too. He was in jail for a long time.
I have handled case after case of battered African-American women. I have heard their stories. They'll be able to make the connection. O.J.'s abuse led to murder.
That's the way to go.
Okay, so who thinks he's innocent?
Oh, not everybody, though.
And who thinks O.J. Simpson committed the murders?
Split pretty down the middle.
Your Honor, I would like to ask the court to instruct the witness to answer the question.
Give me your impressions of Marcia Clark, based on what you've seen.
She's listening.
And I want you to be honest.
No, she's not outside the room. Just be honest.
Well, she seems like a bitch.
Oh.
I wouldn't want to be her boyfriend.
A real no
Oh.
She's shifty.
Yes.
Bringing her lips into it, too?
I have tried many, many cases in front of black women and won. I have a rapport with them.
The data doesn't bear that out.
Well, then your data is horseshit.
But I think it would be wise to limit the number of African American women on your jury.
What she wants.
You might also consider softening your appearance.
OJ, did you do the killy willy?
Our focus group rated the participants on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how much sympathy they felt. Among black women, OJ received all 9s and 10s. But Nicole scored 7s, 5s, and a 3.
That's surprising.
Who's in charge of distributing the car?
Gentlemen, let's focus on our client.
Yeah, that's a novel idea.
Now, I will admit...
That's what we're here to do, right?
What words did they use to describe Nicole?
Various terms got thrown around, but one term came up a lot.
Which one?
Gold digger.
She probably wasn't, but, you know, public perception, right?
I mean, I knew her. She loved him.
Like, anyone non-famous who marries someone famous, that's what people think.
OJ knew that she needed it all the time, and it absolutely drove him crazy. You know, when she was at that little house on Gretna Green, he used to hide in the bushes and watch her have sex with other guys.
That's not creepy at all. And she knew?
Jury selection begins tomorrow. They've called 900 people.
900? For a jury of 12?
Well, I'll make it quick. I'm just checking to see where we're at with Cowlings.
Oh, Chris.
Or are they still pursuing anything against him?
Considering the available evidence, Gil thinks we should drop the Cowlings investigation. You've done a great job, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they're not going to prosecute Cowlings. I guess this is a big case, and, you know, they don't have time for everything.
Usually people are throwing up every excuse to get out of serving on a long case, but here I have to wade through the crackpots and the attention seek. Have you ever asked a celebrity for an autograph? Have you ever dated anyone of a different race? Are you a fan of USC football?
There's a lot of Trojan fans downtown.
Probably are. What about Niner fans? They're not too far away.
That pileup of egos called the Dream Team. It's a dozen alpha dogs in a cage match. They're gonna tear each other up and implode.
Well,
too many cooks, maybe?
How do you score?
Pretty high.
Oh, yeah?
10s from black, 6s from whites for a weighted average of 8.
And how'd you score?
Good average, I guess. Don't want to talk about that.
4.
Ow.
I wouldn't underestimate him.
Jordan does have that respect for Johnny. We saw that in episode 1.
You and I are creatures of the courtroom. The parries and jabs, the turns of phrase. That's where a case is won. Not by settling like a pussy.
Shapiro did get the case started, but these guys think they can win. That is one packed jury room.
This crowd is ridiculous. It's like when David O. Selznick cast Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind.
Hey, it's the trial of the century.
How many people auditioned for that?
Seats at the Lakers game. Somebody better warn them. They're about to be sequestered for half a year.
Yeah. I think it took longer than that, too. Yeah.
Ma'am, you say on your questionnaire you've had multiple encounters with the LAPD. Would you describe those as positive or negative?
What's worse than negative?
Worse than negative?
The people asked the court to thank and excuse prospective juror number 79.
But how are you going to find 12 that, you know, both sides agree on?
What's the
That's the real challenge.
I feel they're targeting too many blacks.
It seemed pretty balanced to me.
No, I agree with Johnny. It's inappropriate. I should inform the press.
But
Yeah.
I don't think you're the most ideal person.
Yeah, Johnny wants to do it. Just that resting bitch face.
Lead attorney, I'll do the press conference.
Are you really the lead attorney anymore?
Charlie!
Hey.
Hey. Can you fit me in?
For you always, Johnny.
Beautiful.
Oh, they have a shoe shine booth.
Please shine. I got all the time in the world.
Just doing the murder case of the century. All the time in the world.
I suppose I can fit you in.
All right.
Doing his own press conference.
You know, ultimately, it's an issue of fairness.
Fairness for whom?
Well, you have eyes and ears. You tell me.
Take from that what you will.
This is total
Well,
bullshit.
Yep.
so what? I'm not worried about whether it's true. I'm worried about perception.
The optics.
So now they're going to want to pick a few.
It's not a bad idea. Add a third chair. Sure, give our team something extra.
What about Chris Darden?
What about Chris Darden?
Oh, why is this taking so long? I missed Halloween, didn't get to take my kids trick-or-treating. Now Thanksgiving's coming up. Holidays are always rough.
Oh, gonna be missing a lot of holidays in this trial.
Excuse me. The judge would like to see all counsel in his chambers.
That was probably about the reports.
You have a problem?
No.
Oh, the book.
Our book could have major ramifications on jury selection.
Yes.
Gotta make sure nobody read it.
Come on, Bob. How do we know that this book would prevent a fair trial? No one's even read the damn thing.
I said could, Marcia.
All right, well, why don't we order up some copies? I will temporarily suspend jury selection.
Okay. You might want to get through it faster and make sure no one reads it.
They're doing coke on every other page.
Wow. I'll never think of Brentwood the same way again.
Faye's got it all wrong. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, that's true.
She's a liar.
Okay, one thing's true.
Faye says Nicole had 6 abortions so she wouldn't have another kid with me. Nicole would never do that.
I'm not against abortion, but 6 sounds unhealthy.
Tonight we welcome the author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, Faye Resnick.
Well, yeah, they got the real Larry King.
I just hope Lance Ito is a better judge than he is a book critic. If this book can inspire one wife or one girlfriend to escape an abusive relationship, then any embarrassment I've endured is a small price to pay.
All right.
True enough, but there's a lot of extracurriculars, I hear.
I am prepared to resume jury selection tomorrow.
In all due deference, Your Honor, Mr. Simpson has been unfairly tried in the media. The well has been polluted. Let's postpone the trial till next year and allow Mr. Simpson to be released on bail.
That's not happening.
You are the one who created this circus.
I am in no way responsible for the media circus around this case.
Judge, seriously.
Well, it's probably because he's famous, but yeah.
They play the race card.
I would never. I hold myself to the highest ethical standards. I would never reduce myself to such cheap tricks.
Bob,
The look on Johnny's face.
How dare they say that we play the race card? I stand before you right now and say race has never and will never be an issue in this case. Never.
Are you watching this case, Bob?
We didn't introduce that into this case. It is a plain and simple fact. But we would not be doing our job if we did not at least talk about how race plays a part in this trial.
Go Johnny.
Johnny, don't ever contradict me like that again.
You contradict yourself, Bob.
I didn't realize the infighting was so much.
F. Lee Bailey, I'm really glad you're here, because the media has been...
Oh, he's on Larry King now.
...the defense team infighting, so can you shed some light on the situation?
Everything's totally fine.
This is a tremendous group of attorneys.
Yourself included.
Problem is, there's 500 of them.
As Bob Shapiro is in over his head. Bob Shapiro is an empty suit. Bob Shapiro can't handle a case of this magnitude. Well, that twaddle is truly unfortunate.
So you're in a cohesive...
Well, then don't say it, asshole!
You could totally clip sound bites from that and go the other way.
We cannot be so hung up on skin color. This is a reasonable panel. They are smart people who gave good answers. My gut says, trust them.
Yeah.
The people accept the panel as presently constituted.
All right, we got our jury.
Your Honor, the defense jointly accepts the jury.
Yeah, they don't know who the boss is now.
If these people convict me, maybe I did do it.
That's a great line. I don't know if OJ said that, but that's a great line.
I've been doing some research at the office about precedent and about possible options. I think that we should cut a deal.
Here we go with the deal again.
Go for manslaughter.
Manslaughter?
Well, you go home, you brood what to do, so you decide to get even with her. So you take a knife to her place to slash her tires.
Just making up stories at this point.
And your heart is racing, your emotions are cracking, and before you know it, things escalate. And you kill her. And you kill the Goldman boy, too, because you're jealous.
OJ don't want to hear this. He's about to throw Bob out the window.
So, Johnny, when can we meet the maid?
They're just pretending it didn't happen.
When's he going on that damn Hawaiian vacation?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow afternoon, we're going over to that office and we're clearing out everything.
I'm telling you, this trip can't come soon enough. Put an ocean between me and Johnny Cochran.
The LA Times.
They hate each other.
And they keep playing those 911 calls over and over.
I know. It's the case that'll never end.
It almost never did.
I think maybe you should quit.
Linnell, it's what I do. I can't take on a double homicide and then suddenly say I'm uncomfortable.
This is my
It's not about being uncomfortable. You're just not doing a great job.
Let's just go away to Hawaii and have a beautiful week.
Sounds like he needs one. Sounds like they both need one.
You're afraid there are going to be more riots, aren't you?
Maybe that is what he's afraid of. I don't know.
You got a minute?
I got all the time in the world.
Okay, knock off the self-pity. I'm working on a really big case, and we could use a little help.
Just some normal, really big case.
What are you saying, Marsha?
Would you like to be third chair on OJ? Is that a yes?
Looks like it.
Look, I pray for you. You know that. I pray for you every day.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do, Bob.
I think Johnny should be lead attorney.
I think everyone's thinking that.
What does Bob say?
Don't worry about Bob.
Screw Bob?
You know I'm not good at these conflict things.
Could have fooled me.
Johnny, you gotta trust me. He has got to be lead man.
He's being honest. He could be saying, screw it, I want to be lead man.
Have a good one?
Everyone's staring at him as he gets back. Office is empty.
Get him on the phone. I want a meeting with everyone right now.
He already called for a meeting at his office. This also came in.
What's this?
Somebody talked to the New York Daily News.
He's not happy.
Great. Bob's here.
Before we get into your agenda, let's get into mine.
Bob, OJ's on the phone.
Good, because we have some very pressing issues to discuss, because there's some stinky fish in this room.
Who did it?
United. And I am the only one that speaks for the defense team. I am the lead attorney.
Yeah, screw that.
It reminds me of the old days when I played football. I didn't always get along with my teammates, but on Sunday, we put all that bullshit aside and played together.
Exactly.
I don't get it. I don't follow.
Of course you don't follow.
As I see it, Bob, you're the quarterback. And Johnny's the running back, but we won't be throwing the ball all that much.
Gotta give the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
Or maybe you're the coach, and Lee's the quarterback, and Alan's the front office.
Just moving everybody around.
Yes, opening statements are a month away, and as the lead attorney, I will be delivering those statements. Is that right, OJ?
No.
Our able colleague, Mr. Cochran, is the more appropriate person to deliver the opening statement.
So much silence. It's like...
I agree with Lee.
You're getting outvoted, Bob. No.
Let's have Johnny do it.
And the truth comes out. Oh. Okay. That perma scowl. Just sitting there like, why am I even here? Should have stayed in Hawaii.
What did they think of the black guy?
Welcome Chris Darden to the courtroom. And that is episode 4, guys. All right, let's talk about it. Thank you guys for tuning into my reaction to episode 4. Lots more stuff happening, jury selection, like the preliminary hearings and all that stuff, and we finally get into the beginnings of the trial. We meet the judge, Lance Ito, and there's a little bit of infighting going on within the defense team. Bob Shapiro wants to be the voice of everything, and Johnny Cochran, he's got some very strong ideas as well. So a little bit of clashing, and everyone is kind of on Johnny's side, and it was Bob Shapiro who kind of started things off, but once Johnny Cochran got brought in, it was like everyone kind of thinks he's the man for the job, who should be doing all the speaking for the team. And Bob Shapiro not really happy with that, but it is what it is. And if you are someone who knows a lot about the case, Johnny Cochran is the lawyer who is probably ended up being the most famous out of it, the whole thing. So a lot of race discussions, the defense wanting some black jurors at first, and then Bob Shapiro kind of making that statement on his own, like the prosecution's blocking all these black jurors type of thing, and when that gets out, they decide they want to bring in a few, so and they do eventually agree on the jury. There's also the book that comes out in the middle, written by Nicole's friend Faye Resnick, which suspends jury selection for a while because with the book out, they have to make sure like the jury isn't being influenced by anything, so they have the judge and like all the lawyers read it. That was a little surprising because I would think they just want the jury to like maybe they'd ask the question, "Have you read the book?" and maybe tell the jury not to read the book, and maybe that would be enough. But maybe some of the jurors would lie or something like that. So maybe it was better to actually go through the book and make sure there was nothing that would influence them. So yeah, that's episode 4. We got into the beginnings of the trial finally, and yeah, I imagine most of the rest of the balance of the show is going to be about the trial. So yeah, we'll see what episode 5 has in store for us, but that will wait until next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel. And until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.